Hello, welcome to the assembly video for the Heinkel 111. So these are the parts you're supposed to have. We'll come back to these in a moment. Tools as well. You're probably going to want a small file. You may or may not need some pliers and glue, Humbrol polycement. So going back to the parts, you should obviously have 2 halves of the aeroplane and 4 halves of the 2 engines. You may get some extra parts, so to sort these out, so what you've got. What I've laid out here is the parts. These are the left hand and these are the right hand side, but so you can refer to these again if you need to on this part of the video, but we'll come back to these in a moment. We'll start off with the 2 parts of the aeroplane. If this is a 1:200 scale model, if you've got 1:300 scale, it's going to look basically the same, obviously, but a bit smaller. If you've got the larger 144th scale, then it may well have a brim around the outside rather than these circles. So the first thing to do is just remove these. They should be very easy to just take off. Careful on the more delicate bits at the back. If there's any witness marks, you can clean them up with your file. So the key thing to look at right now is the recess where the stand or a magnet's going to go. We want this to be flat, so we just need to run a file on the inside just to make sure the bottom of it is going to be flat. It's much easier to do now than to do it later once you've glued everything together. So that's pretty straightforward, and we can glue this together right now. Okay, glue on both sides. Leave it 10-15 seconds to go tacky. Probably want to leave it a little bit longer than I've just done there. Just push the 2 halves together. Make sure everything lines up. Remove any excess glue. And that's it for that. We can leave that to dry and look at the engines. So I'll just put that to one side. So the engines, these are not identical. So you've got 4 completely separate parts. I'll try and explain what we're looking at here. On the right hand side of both engines is this exhaust piece. That's clearly different to the other side of the engine. So that's the right hand side on both cases. Now if we look, use this one, if we look from the top, this circular part is large on this side and smaller on this side. So you need to match up a large part with the corresponding smaller part on the left hand side. I don't know how clear that'll be on the video. And then small part with the corresponding larger part, and again, and that will make the 2 engine parts. If you can't see that, hopefully it'll be much clearer when you've actually got the parts in front of you. So we just need to glue these 2 bits together. first one. Again, what we've made is two non-identical engines, so make sure you know which is the left and the right. We need to let them dry before we can stick them onto the aeroplane. Right, so now the glue's dried on all the parts, we can put these bits together. Left-hand engine goes on the left-hand side. So the exhaust will match up with a continuation of it on this part of the model. It's fairly straightforward, just going to stick on there. Now, depending on how well lined up these are, you might want to just run a file over the edge just to make sure that they're nice and smooth for gluing onto the model. Just give that a moment to go tacky. Should be fairly obvious where it goes. Again, I'll just let that go tacky for a few seconds. Now from underneath, again, you can sort of see this sort of sweep. So if you've got the engines the wrong way around, that's not going to match up. But obviously it should be fairly obvious whether or not they're the right way around and where they go. So, well, that's it really. Once that's dry, your airplane's finished.